When we say good morning in the evening, who knows?
Morning brings hope.
Huh?
Morning brings hope.
Because there's always opportunity in the morning going the evening, right? So from morning to the evening, if you say good morning all the time, business and also prospects and progresses and everything comes off until the evening, until the following morning. All right? So my name, by the way, is Mali dito, Mali. My name is my original name. Take note, original is Basiliso Aragon. Basiliso Corpin Aragon. By the way, shout out. Asan mag-TV dito? Ito ba? Kasi kailangan shout out yung aking pamangkin si Jewel Corpin Padet Bebero. Na, ay, saan mag-hi dito? Dito. Hi, Jewel. Hi, Jewel. Thank you for letting me know that your leaders are here, like Sirs Erwin Salile and Ramon Mondo. Where's Ramon Mondo? There you go. I'm glad that she is with your team, because otherwise she could have been in our team. The team Carlos. That's why, just a heads up for everyone. This is not just for everyone. Just a heads up, because the reason why I'm encouraging everyone to share the benefits of stem cell placenta is because you will never know the next person be next to you, even your sister or your brother or whoever in your family. If you don't share the benefits of this stem cell to them or to her or to him, somebody else will. Yes. So that's the same like I'm talking about to my niece Juby. She didn't tell me, that's why I'm with Carlos and Ma'am Lulu. So, Juby, that's the shout out for you anyways. Remember I said original name ko is Basiliso. Because I have two fake names. One is Leo. That's both of these names, Leo and Basil, wow, Basil, have originated from work originated from work. Leo, my first job was as being by the way, I'm a chemist and a nurse by profession. So, my first job as a chemist, I was the chemist of the Acevedo Optical Manufacturing. So, the name Basiliso is too long for them because my boss was kind of elderly already. He goes like, you know what? Your birthday is August 8th. You're a Leo, right? Yes, sir. Oh, then I'll call you Leo from now on. So that's why I've been a Leo in the Philippines forever until I migrated to the US. In the US, back in the nursing school, my professor would say, Basil. There's a lot of names. Basilio, Basilisco, everything about Basil something. So can we just call you Basil? This is American Basil. I said, no, I want Basil. Because Basil Valdez is a singer. And I sing too. I sing too, by the way. Do you want to sing? No, not tonight. Not tonight. We have a limited time. So anyway, my two fake names originated from work. Leo in the Philippines and Basil in the US. Alright. Before I proceed, again, there's a side talk. I just like to commend Ma'am Concesa for the presentation. You know why? Because back in the nursing school, we have studied about the progress of development of human beings. And we all came from a baby. And what a happy thought for Ma'am Concesa to have demonstrated to us that we all start from crawling, right? And then before we could walk. And I was so impressed with her because of the stages that we will all remember before anything else in our lives. We start from the very first step, which is our crawling. So if she was crawling for us, we better be thanking to her, because we all have gone through this, and we will always go through anything in life, to starting with the small steps going to our successes. All right, thank you, ma'am. All right, now about me. Who has here hypertension? Okay, this is about 25% of the room. Diabetes. All right. All right. Kung may sama yung ayaw magkasama, pinipili mo yun. Thank you. The reason why what I'm asking is because when we go to a doctor to know what we have, is if we are ailing, if we have something, if we are sick, what do doctors normally do to us? Normally they would ask us questions, right? What do you feel here? And then what do you think? Everything. But after the long story telling with the doctor and you, the doctor will say, here is what you need to do. Have a lab works. You need to have this, your blood chemistry, CBC, urine analysis, CMP, that complete metabolic panel, also lipid panel, so that you will have the cholesterol level and everything. The reason why I'm asking you, because what I'm about to show you is, I have had hypertension. I was in the borderline for diabetes, almost there. In fact, I have 0.1 step on top of that level border for 7 going to diabetes. So this, I'm going to show you a laboratory results back in October 13, 2021. And you know, by the way, I don't know, a lot of you maybe may have relatives in the States or somewhere else, but it is, we do religiously go see a doctor every 3 months. The reason being is because you have to check our A1C for diabetes. So if you're familiar about A1C, anything between 7 and 8 is diabetes already, and especially beyond that, you are there already. Okay? So, nephrologists, cardiologists, even ophthalmologists, if you see them, even if you have your eye exam, they will ask you, what is your A1C? So, if you don't know, they will say, what was your blood sugar today? Something like this, conversation like this. The reason being is because they have to know if you have already diabetic retinopathy, or if you have the macular degeneration. Bisaya kasi ako eh. So, nag-iipit yung aking pasensya na kayo. And then, so, without further ado, these are the laboratory results that I have back in October 13, 2021. Where should I press arrow up, down? Arrow?
Right.
Huh? Right, this one here? Oh, wow. That's my, no, tama ang pangalan ko dito kasi this came from a doctor, that's why. Kanina, it was from a friend, from my coach Carlos, Basiliso. Typo. So anyway, this was from October 2021. And I want you to pay attention to all the results, because this has touched the 3 H's. The hypertension, high sugar, and high cholesterol. Ma'am Processa, if you notice, he might have mentioned about the 3 H's in the presentation a while ago, that we should all be paying attention about, and sharing also this with our friends, relatives, and others, that we have to be paying attention to these 3 H's. So these are the following. Notice the reds. Look at my glucose, 127, it's so high. Look at my creatinine, 1.05, it is high. And by the way, this one, who is familiar with Do we have nurses in the house in here? Nurses? Good. So you can help me. Like EGFR, this is the filtration rate of our kidneys. So the minimum, if maybe the optimum level that we should have is 60%. The filtration rate is 60%. If you have 60 below 60, like I had 57, it's already low. And if this consistently goes down over time, I would have been a candidate for dialysis, right? The nurse in there. So, so just every time I pass on click this one, pay attention to the red ones. My hemoglobin A1C is already 7.1. I was just right there for being diabetic. And this is called a borderline, but anything that you go beyond that, especially on 8, forget about it, you're diabetes already. And diabetes is incurable. It stays there forever. It can just be controlled, but it can never go away. That's the fact behind diabetes. So, look at my albumin creatinine ratio in urine. 147. It's very high. Look at especially my creatinine in here. It says 1,132. That's so high. So if as a nurse, if I look at this, I will be already anxious, telling myself, hey, anytime you're going to see somebody in the nephrologist for dialysis. If you don't stop, because I have grown up in Waray. I'm not saying that all Warays are doing this, but I'm a fan of salty food. Noon eat bagoong, yeah, we will be happy with the bagoong already. But look at that. So I am a candidate for dialysis anytime if I don't pay attention to my health. So now, from last year, by the way, I met coaches Carlos and Lulu last year, June of 2021, from not accidentally, but also because a friend of mine was having a presentation with coaches Carlos and Lulu, and I was there. So I was introduced to Porter Placenta last June, but I will tell you a story, a backstory behind that after this. I started Porter Placenta therapy December 1. Because we have to arrange the shipment from the Philippines to the US, and when I got the product, I was in Mexico. I was vacationing in Cancun. So when I came back, that was the one that I started. So counted from December 1, this 1 month, December 31st, January to the end of the month, February to the end of the month. I was on my 4th month in March 2022. So these are my results of the laboratory.
Wow!
So that was, I only took the Porter Placenta 4 months. Now I will be graduating this month because March, April, May. Yeah, next month I'll be graduating. So look at my filtration rate, 75. So I am confident, even after finishing the 6-month therapy, I'm really confident that I will not be candidate for dialysis, but I will still be pursuing and continuing with it. As a matter of supplement, we talked about, I have to just add to Ma'am Concesa about supplement, because right now, Who's taking Centrum in here? Centrum or any multivitamins? Not anymore, right? Good catch. That was actually a trick. So anyway, multivitamins is actually recommended. Back in the nursing school, we were told that those who are not anymore eating, especially those of people in the hospital, because those elements, nutrients, tiny contents of the whole package, they need because they don't eat anymore. So they are not focused on a particular area that the Centrum is going to be touched on. However, with the Protein Placenta, a while ago that you said that you saw supplements, it helps regenerate cells, repairs and everything, and antioxidant and detoxification. We call it focused supplement. So I remember back in the day, that's why we were talking about focused supplements. But one of them, of course I didn't know then, the Protein Placenta. Now that I remember, I said, that's it. So now, in addition to Ma'am Concesa, see, I told you, later on I will be, by the way, I'm 72 years old. So, those were senior moments when I didn't remember Ma'am Concesa. Okay. So I was just adding, and also, before we continue with the rest of this one, I might forget. By the way, I'm sorry I talk so fast. Just let me calm down. They tell me to slow down. About the Fucoidan, because she was touching about cancer, anti-cancer. Yeah, that's true. And I just want to add that all of us have cancer cells in our body. Just so you know. And the only time that the cancer cells can be detected if it already reaches the threshold, like let's say 10 million whatever units it is, cells, then the doctor will say, you have cancer of this, you have that, you have the breast, and there's something like that. But all of us. So in support to the presentation of Ma'am Concesa, why do we have to wait until the cancer cells reach this one here that the doctor will detect you have a cancer for this and cancer for that? Why wait for that? We have 40% with the Fucoidan in there, right? So the time to start is now, when your cancer cells is undetectable yet. Okay? So look at this. I'm showing all this including the electrolytes because this will tell about if you're hypertension or something, or even diabetes. So now, by the way, this morning, my blood sugar was 92 this morning, and my blood pressure was 118/68 today. So I'm just showing to you that the very important is I was only in my 4th month of stem cell therapy. Now, it's my 5th month, I will be graduating next month. What if of course I will be having another laboratory result in another month or 2, right? And by then, the one that you saw a while ago, the red one, that was like the blood sugar, which is manageable, will be attained by me, I'm sure of that. Okay, look at this. I have this red blood cell and then hemoglobin count a little like 0.01 high, lower than the threshold. This is, by the way, we have 2 kinds of expectations, the side effects, the expected side effects and the adverse side effects. This is expected because I've been anemic for years. But look at that, I'm closer to meeting the threshold for non-anemic. So it's a matter of time. Like I said, this is my 4th month of the therapy. So given another 2 months to finish the plan, the therapy, I will probably be attaining the green light in here. See, and then there you go. Look at my cholesterol. This is the LDL, the good cholesterol, and the bad cholesterol, and the triglycerides, especially the cholesterol in here. These are the lipid panel, and they're all green. Okay, and then, like I told you, there's a lot in there. But I want to show you something. This one. After 4 months of therapy, my A1C from 7.1 is now 6.1. Thank you, Lord. Because if I were to see a ophthalmologist today, or a nephrologist, or a cardiologist, they would ask me what my A1C is, and they would love to see anything below 7. And this is 6.1. This is the threshold for A1C has to be less than 5.7, and it's 6.1. It's about 0.3, something like that. So, I mean, thank you, Lord, that I was able to meet Coaches Carlos and Lulu, because I was able to start the oral stem cell. Backstory about stem cell. 2016, I was scheduled for a hip surgery, the left and the right and the hip surgery. Replacement. So, as a nurse, I was doing some of my own research, and the ultimatum for me was to go surgery, to replace the hips. But my co-nurse said, no, not yet. Ask for a second opinion. So I went to a specialist, and this specialist, who is a surgeon for hip replacement, knee replacement, told me, why don't you go on trying this stem cell? So, 2016, I was already kind of aware about stem cell. I said, okay. So he was supposed to be my surgeon to replace my hip, but he told me to go with stem cell. I said, why? It was like, stem cell will regenerate your bones. It will repair, and it will grow with a new set of hips. Later on, you can relate to that. So I said, okay. Now, for maybe God's blessings, I don't know, for some reason, 3 days or that same week, I got an email inviting me for a free lunch of stem cell seminar. And you know what free lunch is in America is big deal. Free lunch, I'm going there. So I went there. Presentation was so good. Everyone, of the maybe times 2 of this audience, maybe 60% got the product. I did not, because it was too expensive. So I want to address that, the Ma'am Concessa, about stem cell being expensive. It's very true. I have a first-hand information for myself. I was asked to have a $10,000 down payment, and then down payment pa lang yun, and then $800 a month for 24 months. Wow. So at that time, I was already in debt. My minimum payments for my credit cards was about $1,300 a month. Minimum, and I was even paying more, because I was in tight fixed financial constraint. So I said, 1,200, 1,300 plus 800, that's too much. Where will I get this money? But the 10,000 I might be able to borrow. It's okay, but the 24 months payment, I said I don't have money. That's where I did not get the stem cell in the States. And because stem cell in there is not covered by insurance. So for Medicare, no, especially. It's cosmetics. So with another God's blessings, while waiting for all of this, pandemic came. So with pandemic, we don't have to go out anywhere. That's why my hips were preserved, because I wasn't walking here and there with my grandkids, because we were staying home. So minimal movement. Thank you. So aside from me being able to save for something, money wise, I was also saving my hips because of pandemic. And there, a year later, I came last year to the Philippines, and I met them. So it was a matter of time. I started it again. I have to repeat. I started my Puerto Placenta in December 1st. So I'm now, at this laboratory was on the 4th month of my therapy, and now I will be graduating this month. So, look at my glucose. From 147, if you saw it, 147 a while ago, it's now 117. This month, but this morning, I had 92, 94, 95, something like that. So, that just goes to show that Puerto Placenta indeed repaired me, more or less. And before I close my presentation, wait. Before I close, I would just like to add also to Ma'am Cynthia. CJ. Presentation, because about, as a nurse, I know I can relate to those giving birth via CS, because it will take them not just 30 days, 45 days for them to heal actually. So movement is difficult for them. And thank you, you were able to move in a week. I will tell you another one very, to me, is a collateral of what happened when I took Puerto Placenta. I went to Canada just like almost a month ago to visit my sister, because her daughter gave birth, and we all want to see the newborn all the time, especially for the grandpas and the grandmas are eager to see their newborns. My wife and myself fell on the escalator. And the escalator was going this way, and there was a mechanical drop that because I was my mistake was that I put the carry-on luggage in front of me with the escalator. When that drop came, the handle poked me here, and I couldn't take it off because it was already, and the escalator was pinning it more. And to top it all, my first instinct was to go down to press the stop button. So instead of going up, instead of me leaving it to go up, and then there's also a stop up there anyways, but I did not. My first instinct was to go down. So I was crawling. You can just imagine, I was going against the force of the escalator. The more that I was poked in here, and for 3 weeks I couldn't really move. This was really hurting. I said, I might have fracture in here. So I had an X-ray, nothing. So that was going to Canada. I don't know, for some reasons, going back to the States, I fell flat face on the ground. I was walking from the airplane, going out from the tarmac, going to the inside the airport. If you're familiar about your shoes that has like this kawit na gano'n with the nakaganon sa labas, and then the shoelace got caught with the other foot, and then paglakad ko gano'n, there's blood in this one. My eyeglasses flew like too far. Everyone was saying, sir, are you okay, sir? I said, no. Okay. So, why am I telling you about this? Not from my lab results. I shared this with Coaches Carlos and Lulu already. I said, probably I don't know. You can deduce, you can think about it. But I think I was prepared by the portrait placenta. Because if I was fragile enough, like a 70, I don't know, I'm not saying all 72 years old are like that, but for me as a 70-year-old, I could have been fragile and frail, and I could have broken my ribs. And when I fly down, lay flat like this, I could have broken my here. But no. So I was telling Coach Carl, I said, do you think I was prepared by portier placenta with what happened? He was like, you know what? You can share that also because maybe. He was saying. So without further ado, with your time spent with me, I thank you so much for coming out to hear my side. I'm happy to share this with you because as a nurse, you know that when you go see a doctor, they will ask you questions and they will have to ask you for lab results. And what an appropriate way to share with you that if you have the right tools within you, money and all, especially if you're taking some maintenance, what an appropriate way to introduce to you portier placenta. That if you want to have like this or better than my results, I dare you, please take portier placenta.